I urge everyone to stay in place. Restrict your movements and go out as little as possible. And when you do go out, keep your distance between people. But this will eventually end. And when it does, I'm not going to guess how long this quarantine period will last, but when this ends, I want to make sure that you have the information to get out and enjoy the parks and places that God created. Tom here with Parks and Places Online. Our goal of this YouTube channel is to inform and inspire. We do that by sharing our travel experiences, and we do that by sharing our love for Jesus. We are not full-time RVers. We go on trips and then we come home. We'll release a video of a place that we went to last week, or maybe a place that we went to years ago. We just returned from a vacation to the desert Southwest. It happened to coincide with the start of the coronavirus outbreak. When we left, the United States had just a few cases. The first couple weeks of our trip was without issue. Then we started hearing things, then we started noticing things, and then we started experiencing closures. We were leaving California after visiting Death Valley and Joshua Tree National Parks. That was when the United States made the decision to restrict travelers from Europe. That's when we noticed things. We were in the Walmart at El Paso, Texas. That was the first time that we noticed panic buying. That was where we experienced the empty toilet paper shelves, no milk to be found, and slim pickings of groceries throughout the store. We should certainly be wise and be prepared, but what we saw was more like panic. It's important that we remember always that true peace doesn't come from stockpiles of toilet paper. Let the peace of God, which surpasses all comprehension, guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. There weren't many closures at this point in our trip, and there was no stay-at-home orders issued yet. So we continued our trip from California over to Big Bend National Park in Texas. The park and the campgrounds were open. The visitor centers were closed because they gave the order that assemblies of 50 people or more should be stopped. So it made sense to close the visitor centers at that point. We spent about a week in Big Bend National Park, and a lot happened during that week. All the campgrounds in the national park were closed, all the state park campgrounds were closed, and some of the private campgrounds, depending upon which county they were in, were also closed. When you're camping 1,400 miles from home and all the campgrounds are closed, that's a big problem. We managed to get home from there mainly by staying at Walmart's. So when this quarantine period is over and they open things back up, what should you do? My suggestion is to get out and explore the parks and places that God created for us to enjoy. Start soon and start simple. I suggest looking at the places near your home and do a day trip. No overnight plans needed. State parks are usually a good place to start, regardless of where you live. We live by Chicago and we have at least 5 state parks within a 2-hour drive. Starved Rock State Park is probably our favorite, with its canyons to hike through. Illinois Beach is our favorite place to go birding because it's marshes and the sand dunes along Lake Michigan. Chain of Lakes State Park is a great place to take a boat out. Kankakee River State Park is a great place to go canoeing. White Pines and other places are great parks to just go for a walk in the woods. Start with a day trip, but don't stop there. Plan for a weekend getaway. If possible, I suggest getting away for 2 nights, because there's something about that day in the middle where you spend that whole day away, where you wake up and you go to sleep and away far from home. I get that camping or RVing isn't for everyone. No big deal, hotels are everywhere. After you've enjoyed a weekend getaway, don't stop there. Make plans for a week away. Make it happen. Depending on your interests and your budget, you might drive or fly, but I suggest visiting one of our nation's national parks. I have friends that make a road trip and try to see as many places as they can in a week. Then I have other friends that will fly to a city and then just look around that area. Whichever is more in line with your interests and energy level. Start soon and start simple. Break away from the news about the virus and the economy and start researching places to visit when this is all over. Watch my videos on this YouTube channel, or just Google state parks near where you live, but start planning now. Please subscribe to this channel, as that would help me out. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.